Episode 98 we're on. We didn't do a show last week because we all had shit going on. I'm getting evicted from the flat, house even.
It's still saying off. Sorry, Carby. It's still saying off air.
No, we're on air.
Oh, go on, carry on.
Another professional start as always.
You fucking didn't even play the intro, you fucking bell end.
Because you took fucking ages then. I thought you said, right, that's us on, and then you just didn't do anything. So I thought, am I talking? So I started talking. Yeah, do you want to go straight into the Eubank card then?
What's that?
Do you want to go into the Eubank card, as we didn't do a show last week?
I just briefly kind of fucking touch over the cards that were happening last week. Who's Tubes? Fucking die, you fucking stupid spastic. He's got his own podcast, so go and fucking listen to that, you mongo. I'll block you on the fucking chat, you fucking prick. Fuck off.
Professional as ever. Who are you raging at there?
Fucking some mom called Tubes, like a fucking loser. We see these cunts that fucking come on with like these fake accounts and all that and hide their fucking faces. Are fucking weirdos.
You sound like Hearn.
Right, so Eubank obviously beat Abraham in a fight we all expected him to win, and the way he won was what pretty much 99% of people I saw expected. Just the same round 12 times over. I don't know whether it's because Abraham's shot. I don't think he is really shot. That's just the way he's always been. He just loses to anyone with a bit of work rate, and that's what happened again. I don't really know what to take from it. I don't rate Eubank any higher than I did previously. It still doesn't prove anything for me. It just proves that he's a level above Abraham, who I've never really thought was that good at 168 anyway. Back in his middleweight days, he was legit, but he's a small super middle, and he made Eubank look small. So I don't know whether that could bother Eubank going down a future when he eventually fights Groves in the super duper series. But there's flashes of improvement with Eubank. He puts his shots together better, and his uppercuts aren't from a mile away. They're only about half a mile away now. I still don't really see him giving anyone any problems if they got a bit of technical ability behind him and can stand up to him. He doesn't hit hard. I don't care what anyone says. He doesn't hit hard at all, and that will slow him down in the future. Macho, you're a bit of a Eubank fanboy, aren't you, or a believer in the hype?
I'm a fanboy. I'm a believer in the hype as well. I thought, as you said, there wasn't much to take away from it. It was just a case of.
Look at that! Look at fucking look at that! Look at that! Absolutely fucking delightful, man. Delightful. Carry on.
No, there weren't. As you said, it was a case of: is he going to get a British stoppage, or is Abraham going to shell up, and is Eubank just going to wing away at him? And that's pretty much how it went. I did think he put his shots together better. I did think he worked the body a lot more. I don't know how to work out his power thing because he hits fast. He definitely hits snappy. And he seems to hit hard enough because he managed to back Abraham up a few times. And I think it definitely hurt him. But I don't know whether once he sharpens up and tightens up his technique a bit, he might hit with more power, or whether he just needs to learn to break opponents down. But it looks to me, and as silly as it sounds, like he does actually hit hard. But obviously he clearly doesn't. But no, I definitely thought there were signs of improvement. But you can't take too much from it because he was effectively fighting a punch bag. But what I would say is he supposed to be fighting that? Is it Yildirim?
Yildirim, yeah.
Joe, I watched a bit of that Yildirim because I've never seen him before. That could be a really fun fight. That Yildirim, he sort of plods forward. He's a high guard, but he don't mind standing in the pocket and having a trade. He looks like a big lump. That could be a really, really good fight, a really exciting little fight, which probably means
Yildirim is the one who gave James DeGale Heiland sparring. He's the one who originally broke his teeth.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah.
Ah, right. I tell you what, that could be a really, really fun fight. A really fun fight. Again, which means it won't happen, but. No, I quite like Eubank. I think you said, Carp, in the chat that say what you want. He is a showman, but the problem that he has got is once you've seen one round, you've kind of seen them all, haven't you? I quite like. I'm starting to warm to the pair of them just because they're mad like weird bastards. Before I did. I don't know. I didn't dislike him before. It was just a bit of a novelty act, but he's got a bit about him, so he's not a complete sort of just mongoloid like Conor Benn, for example. There is something to him, and he can be half decent. But whether we'll see him ever get that level or not, we're still to see. But there's definitely something you could work with. He's not going to be a complete no-oper. He will. He probably will win a world title. I will say that. But that's not difficult this day and age.
You know how what you Sorry.
I was going to say after you finish, Brian, can we have quick Groves predictions if he does fight Groves?
Aye. You know how I keep hearing that it's this like Yildirim is a big bastard. I seen him standing with. He's not like Chris Eubank, but his fucking senior was bigger than him.
You mean taller or just thicker?
Aye. I know he's a wee stocky cunt, man, but see the way people were talking about, he's an absolute fucking monster. Yeah, he's absolute fucking solid. He looks like a wee fucking stupid Turk cunt.
Yeah, that's what he is. But watching some of his fights on YouTube, he does look big and stocky.
Watching that shite. I mean, I can barely watch fucking one fight a week. Never mind having to go back and watch fuckers that I don't even know on YouTube.
But you watch Frampton in this pathetic fight on the weekend.
Fuck, that's fucking on Channel 5, man. That's fucking right in my fucking face. I even applied to win tickets for it, known for the fact I wouldn't go.
Box Nation do that, don't they? Every time they got a show, you can just don't pay for it. Just enter the competition for tickets, and if you want to go, you'll get them free.
I'm not going to lie, guys. I keep looking at myself like on the fucking the YouTube feed, and my hair is absolutely on fucking fire tonight. Honestly, seriously.
For any of you who do listen to this on iTunes, I apologise for Brian just blowing smoke up his arse about his hair. Because obviously you won't see it.
It's like basically my hair right now is like Floyd Mayweather v fucking Gatti. That's how fucking good a performance it is right now. Right, Grove v Eubank.
Yeah.
I mean, I was surprised when I met Groves and I met him in Belfast and I've met him in like Vegas, how fucking big he really is for a super middleweight. But then again, I met Froch, and I know Froch isn't fighting anymore, so he's obviously just he's no longer a super middleweight. He's just fucking absolutely. He's big, but Groves is fucking massive for middleweight. I think he would butcher like Eubank. Eubank might throw Hearn's a punches and that, but. With his power, I don't think so. Like it's not as if he's like a sort of boxer. He can maybe outbox Groves. What really could he do? Just basically do an E-Honda and throw fucking so many punches. But Groves' time is fucking great, and Groves get one of the best jabs in boxing.
I was going to say just to you then, if Eubank starts milling in at 100 miles an hour trying to windmill punches in, Groves will just time a jab, and he's got a hard jab as well.
The best jab. He did have one of the best jabs, whether he got it or not. He did have one of the best jabs.
Well, remember his last fight against Chudinov? His jab was perfect for the first round, and it looked absolutely fucking.
Then he went away.
Aye. So, I mean, I want to go on the Eubank hype train just because he rubs people up the wrong way. You know, like he's doing it his own way. He seems to not even give a fuck, honestly. But he's losing so much money doing what he's doing, and the amount of money that he's probably lost be like leaving Hearn is unreal. But it doesn't seem as if he cares. They're just kind of fucking with boxing into it. It's as if they don't even like the sport. They're just determined to absolutely destroy it. And I'm down with it. I want this sport to go to shit. I hate it. I like the banter, but that's it. But I want to fuck with Eubank, but I think I'm picking Groves to win the full tournament. I know people are picking fucking Spotty Quigg, but he's a bum.
Nah, he's unproven. He's beat no one really that special, is he? Groves is the only one, other than Broner. But Bremer's been proven at 175, and he's a complete old man and cleverly just
quit against
cleverly.
But everything that people turn around and like talk about, like Groves. Well, let's be honest here. He's only lost to the two best guys at that point in time in the division. The two best guys, Froch and Badu Jack. I mean, Badu Jack used to get shat on all the time as if he was like some sort of fucking bum, right? But he's a top guy. He was a top guy in that division. Froch was a top guy because Andre Ward wasn't there. And in every single fight, he was probably winning and just found a way to lose. So like, there's maybe a bit of mentality in it, but he was fucking absolutely laying Froch in the first fight. He was winning that second fight until he get cracked. Like it just a lapse of concentration. But Froch was looking for that punch, and then like Hearn hasn't got as good hair as me. Look, I didn't get a fucking weave. Mine's is absolutely fucking 100% real. You fucking homo. And. The Badu Jag fight, I had it 114, 113 to Jag, so it was just like he was losing anyway on a draw, but it was as close as again. I know fucking Shep will probably fucking pull his fucking Chinese bobby out the now and start fucking freaking out his wee fucking face and think, no, it was a schooling. Jack won about like 9-3. No, he didn't. It was a fucking close competitive fight. So he's never really looked the same, but I think Grove beats every fucking one of them. I mean, that division is full of bums. I can't even. I want Cox to get his cunt kicked in, and then I want Smith to get his cunt kicked in. Because I tell you, by the way, Hearn's stable is absolutely fucking bollocks.
I'll tell you what, though, on that, you think Groves beats everybody, and I agree with you. Out of a lot of them, the only one I think could potentially give Groves problem is Eubank, just because the volume, and we know Groves' gases. We know he can be pushed off a cliff.
With that. I almost think that Eubank Groves, everything's on the table, as in like every result. I could see Groves, if he does get his jab going, just working behind it and just, I wouldn't say cruising to a 12-point victory, but where he's much more of a polished boxer, just box his way to a 12-rounder. I could also see him stopping him. I could see Eubank's work rate causing him all sorts of problems. And I did think he showed some good body work in that, in the Abraham fight, and Groves is big at the weight and he's tight at the weight as well. So I could even potentially see I could see getting into Groves late.
Overwhelming like everybody in that division. Like, I'm not saying he's Joe Calzaghe, but you know how Joe just kind of threw so many punches at one point that people just could not deal with it. But he was a far superior boxer, granted. But if Eubank's got the gas tank, like I don't understand. Like I didn't have the Saunders fight like close, like people had it like 7-5, as if like Saunders lost like fucking 5 of the last 6 or something like that. I didn't have that. I had it quite wide for Saunders, but why didn't they start till late on? I don't know.
He said he didn't know that he could do the 12 rounds because he's never been close before. He said he put too much in the bank.
Surely you know that with the amount of sparring that you're doing.
Well, there's a few ways you can look at it in there. Billy Joe obviously started the fight very, very well, and we know Billy Joe gasses as well. And then Eubank came onto it later on. So you can either say Billy Joe gassed, or you can believe the Eubank narrative where he started slow because he didn't know if he could go to 12. Which, if you take a 12-round fight and you're not sure you can go to 12, then probably shouldn't be taking a 12-round fight yet, should you?
See the thing with Saunders as well, that he gasses and that. Maybe he's not get the stamina to keep going like 12 rounds, like the first maybe 5 or 6 rounds. But the guy does 12 rounds fucking absolutely no problem and hasn't lost a fight.
Oh no, of course he does it, but he fades off towards the tail end. Like even against Andy Lee, let Andy Lee back into that fight.
Could you imagine if Eubank won that? He would just, it'd be great. He'd just fucking troll the world, wouldn't he? It'd be
I don't think it's going to happen.
The resistance, the ideal scenario is we come out of it with Groves or Eubank winning it, not aligned to Hearn, and they do their own thing. If the unspeakable happens and Spotty Quigg wins it, then we're fucked.
He's not going to win. I think what was interesting today, that I listened to that Hearn interview, and Coogan asked him about the rights and about how it works, and he said you have to bid for all of them. But what he did say a few times is that they'd be happy to obviously cherry pick the fights that they wanted, and he said there's quite a few pay-per-view fights, and it kind of seemed to me like he was going that got to have 14 fight nights and in 8 months or whatever, and they can't do it. He was probably one. Do it. Will ITV do it? He was kind of going down a route that no one's going to be able to bid for all of these fights, and I don't know whether everyone sort of got together stealthily and done a bit of price fixing and gone, look, don't fucking bid for all of these, and we'll just fucking cherry pick the ones we want. I think Ainsley might have said it. Someone might have said it in the chat. It wouldn't shock me if they end up breaking this up and not doing. You know what they said? You have to buy the lot. It wouldn't shock me if Hearn's saying, look, I can make X amount of money by putting these fights on pay per view. No one bids for them all. It wouldn't shock me if they end up just fucking breaking the whole lot up.
No, I heard him say that as well, but I don't think. I think Schaefer will stand firm.
Well, what you need to remember with Hearn is he, as much for the amount of power that he's got, he seems to think that he's got more than he actually has, and he thinks that he can dictate to the guys from America, which is quite fucking clearly that he can't. So, see if that's the case, then why doesn't Sky just bid for them and not give a fuck about some of the fights and make their money back through the pay-per-views for other fights, just for saying sake, like Bremer v that other fucker, right? Don't even put that on Sky, but just buy the fucking rights to it and like pay with the money that they'll make through pay-per-view. That's easily done, isn't it?
But they might do that. But why would you show that hand straight away? If everyone's a little bit apprehensive about buying the 14 fight nights, why would you show your hand and go, I'll take them all?
I don't think Sky's problem is buying the lot. I think theirs is, or from what I could gather what Hearns was saying, is how would they show it. But then I thought, on a Saturday evening, if Sky ain't showing boxing, what the fuck do they show? Darts? That's about it. Speedway, maybe rugby league.
It's the cost, isn't it?
They got 1,000,001 channels now.
But he's got so many fucking dates. How I don't understand how they can't buy these rights and use his dates up. I mean, Campbell's getting sent to fucking LA, so that's
not even his dates. They don't need to show a whole night of boxing because from what Hearn was saying, the cards ain't going to be that great anyway. It's just that solid main events. So why can't they literally just fucking buy the rights and then show one fight? Just one fight at 10 p.m.
That's moved away from what they said before, because I thought we was going to get more than one fight. I thought we was going to get a middleweight fight and a cruiserweight fight on the same cards. But
no, they're doing 8 shows back to back, or 16 shows. No, 8 in it, yeah. Just they're doing one week, one another, week after that, week after that.
But that's what I'm saying is some of these bum Euro fights, no one gives a shit about them.
No. Hearn could appease loads of hardcores by getting this.
Oh yeah, I'll make you absolutely right. But maybe I was reading between the lines. Like it seemed to me like a bit of a power play. Like it doesn't look like anyone's jumping in with 2 feet saying, "Yeah, we'll take the lot." Because I don't see how Channel 5 can't do it. Will ITV do it? Where are they going to show that many fight nights from?
ITV4.
Why couldn't they do basically just like buy the rights and let the likes of Bremer and that just put it on the YouTube channel, and like whoever wants to watch that can watch it on YouTube and like Facebook Live.
Well, they could do it if they wanted to.
Or the red button or something, whatever. There's no reason why this day and age you just can't stream it. Like you say, if they don't want to put it on a proper channel because they've got like darts or kabaddi to show, fuck it on Facebook then.
Why don't they just put it on Fight Pass?
Well, yeah, they use Fight Pass for it. We're digressing, aren't we, too much? Do you want to talk about anything else on that card? Galahad beat Cayetano, didn't he?
I think
Robbie Davies Jr. got sparked off that pole as well, which was quite a good fight. No one expected that pole to be half decent. I seen that Ryan tweet about him, so I thought, he must have something about him then. And yeah, he won. Good fight, that. Quite enjoyable to watch.
He's our new guy, isn't he?
Yeah. We've distanced ourselves from Renault Garrido because he can't seem to win a fucking decent fight, so we're going with that pole, whatever his name is now.
For me, I don't think there's any other logical step than Frampton to fight Selby. I listened to the coalition and they're fucking high on the fact that they think Selby would school Frampton because he's an absolute the worst style possible, but I think the total opposite. I think if you kind of look at the way Montiel absolutely bullied Selby, I think Frampton's a far superior boxer to Selby. I mean, like we've seen that before with Frampton kind of like just being the counter puncher and out jabbing the guy with a longer reach. I actually think he would ruin Selby. I know Selby's massive in that, but I think he would absolutely smash fuck out him. But we can go into that later on when we talk about Frampton. But for Selby, I don't think there's no other fight that makes sense here unless he maybe gets a Gary Russell Jr. fight. I would be all for that, a unification. Who isn't he? But Russell doesn't want to fight no cunt to be fucking T-Rex midget fucking... You know what Gary Russell looks like? See that wee fucking show for it, me, myself and Aiden? That's him.
I've got no idea what to make of Selby anymore. I don't know what to make of him. I don't know whether he's any good or whether he's not. We chatted about this before, but he gets a lot of excuses, that he fights down to his level. But I just think if you're a supposed, top class fighter, when you are fighting beneath your level, you deal with them properly, and you take them out of there, and you can create momentum by doing that. I know we shit on Brook, but when he had those 2 bum mandatories, he took them out in style. And Selby, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it is because he's tight in weight. He did look a lot better in his last fight, but I don't know, first or second gear. There always seems to be more in the tank, but is there more in the tank, or is that just is what we've seen? Is that as good as what he's got? I don't know. I don't think he beats Frampton because Montiel, he weren't great. Hunter, he didn't look great. I know Hunter's a bit awkward. I don't know. I don't know what to make of him. What do you guys think?
I all think you're being pretty harsh on him. Obviously, he has got an excuse for this one. His mum did just die, so we can cut him slack for this one. I thought this was his best performance in a while.
Yeah, it was.
Hunter, he got knocked down early, then went on to win it relatively easy. The Montiel fight, I know I'm not a Selby fanboy, so to speak, but I do like him. The Montiel fight in the middle of Texas on a Tuesday night, whatever it was, that little poison dwarf juiced up to his eyeballs. Before that,
Gradovich, wasn't it? Before that,
yeah, and Gradovich, he did very well in the Gradovich fight. So his career's been a bit stop-start, especially since leaving Hearn. Me and Dewey and Si and that we talk about this a lot every time. Where Dewey likes to speak about Welsh people, as you know, and he always goes on about Selby leaving her and if it was the right or wrong thing to do. And it probably in the long run it has turned out to be the wrong thing to do. But unless you take the risk, you ain't going to know, are you? So he went with the money and it's kind of backfired on him. Well, I think he gives Frampton hell. He might not win the fight, but it's not easy for Frampton at all. Leo Santa Cruz showed, and I know Selby's not Leo Santa Cruz before you say that, Bry, but just the size of him and the length of him, it proved Frampton all the problems in the second fight. I don't know if Selby can replicate that, but there's been a blueprint now of how to beat Carl.
Did you not think Frampton played into that a little bit? You know, because I was really surprised of that fight when he kept going on about that he wasn't prepared for Santa Cruz to fight the way that he did. You know, to not just come out on the front foot, just throwing hundreds of shots. So I don't want to take too much from that fight, because it seemed to me that Frampton went in with a completely wrong game plan and didn't deviate away from it at all. Just stuck to what he thought Santa Cruz was going to do. But I don't see Selby being able to do that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but
it's a good fight. There's loads of unanswered questions with the pair of them. I think it's a brilliant fight to make. They're both Carl's Northern Irish, obviously. Selby's Welsh. Quite a good fight. I don't see any reason not to make it.
There was rumours saying that there was a deal close for Warrington, wasn't there? Warrington Selby. I don't know if that was bollocks or not.
Probably. Are you against the fight happening, Bri? Would you rather see Frampton go for the third fight with Santa Cruz, or are you happy he's going after Gary Russell Jr., little T-Rex? He's fucked off.
Oh, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Quigg.
Yeah, the Quigg fight was offered to him, wasn't it? But they turned it down. For whatever reason, I don't know why they turned it down, because I think he beats Quigg relatively easy.
The thing is, there's no reason. All three of those, Selby, Frampton, Quigg, there's whatever happens, all those fights will be at world. I mean, Selby's got a world title, and even if he say lost it to Frampton, Selby could still fight Quigg after for some sort of eliminator. All those fights have like relevance on the world, like the top of that division. There's money to be made in all three of those fights. Whatever combination, Selby needs to be fighting a Frampton or a Quigg.
You got Galahad just behind him as well, knocking on the door.
And Warrington's knocking around. There's just no reason why those lot can't go into a little round robin and all be fighting each other, because there's money to be made. And again, they are going to be world level fights. At the very worst, they're going to be eliminators. So all of those should be happening. No excuses. There's tons of platforms now.
You back?
Aye.
Are you like adverse to Frampton Selby then? If it happened, would you?
I want it. There's no. I don't. The Valdez fight's not going to happen. Gary Russell Jr. doesn't seem to want to fight nobody, so the logical answer is Frampton Selby.
Yeah, that's makeable as well. They could do it at Windsor Park, couldn't they? There's no reason why that can't happen.
I don't know, man. If it's going to happen this year, it will not go to Windsor Park. It's fucking freezing over there.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, you've got a point. But is that really going to appeal to a new, like an American audience in America? Carl can take his fans, but Selby's not taking no one. Other than Dewey and Porch.
Why would that matter? Like, Heyman doesn't make sense in any fucking fight that he makes. So
yeah.
Right, so let's move on to the fights of the weekend.
Do you want to talk about the HBO card with Bachel and Miura?
I don't give a fuck about that fight. Fuck Nyota.
I was really disappointed. You know when you expecting like blood and guts and that, and it ends up being, that ain't the right word, but just not what you expected. I was like, oh. The casual in me just wants to see like wars, but Bachel came out and boxed to an easy-ish win. Sully B and Joe Smith. Now that was another disappointment when I was expecting more like a better fight with that, and it just didn't deliver. I would say me and Shep was talking about this earlier on when Macho, you was talking about women's boxing for some reason, that you shouldn't shit on cards if they're made with the right intent and they don't deliver. And I suppose that's what this triple header did. Did you?
What are you talking about? I kind of zoned out there, but did he talking about the Bachel fight?
I think he's gone. I thought I didn't see much of Miura. I think the only fight I'd really seen was against Vargas, and I thought he looked maybe like a bit of a bum, and I thought Burchelt made him look like a bit of a bum. Just beat him behind the jab, and that was what he did. Beat him behind the jab, and all he did was move away from his backhand, like really exaggerated the movement away from him. And if you look at like that cat case fight, whatever you want to call him, against Martin J. Ward, didn't throw a jab all fight. Burchelt just beat Miura easily, just off a jab all night. That's all he did. And I thought it was really fucking boring. And yeah, quite disappointed. But I think what Carby's getting at is we thought it was going to be a good fight. It was made to be a good fight, and you can't give anyone.
Well, you know the thing with the way like Burchelt fought, where he actually just turned into the box and boxed the fucking heavy puncher all night. See, but normally you would get credit for that, because it just shows that you've got more than one string to your bow, right? But just see the fact that Nyota is an absolute fucking creepy bastard on the Boxing Coalition, who is the biggest fucking weirdo I know. Not a cunt knows where he comes from, but he looks like a fuck all. He is an absolute fucking pervert. He watches all these wee fucking guys at about 105 pun, wanks his fucking self into oblivion. He is an absolute fucking belter. All he does is shits on Lomachenko. But see if Lomachenko done that, he would be fucking raging. Burchelt's a really good fighter. He's a fucking big puncher as well. He's everything that you want in a fighter. But see, we fucking ball bags like Nyota, it makes you want to turn on him. I can't wait till Lomachenko fights Burchelt to punch his fucking head in, so he can fuck off back to his wee fucking perverted cave that he fucking lives in, and fuck off and dies there.
What did you think of Corrales? Because that was the other one there who said he easily beats Lomachenko.
Man, Corrales has got absolutely fucking zero chance of beating Lomachenko. Absolutely fucking zero. I'll tell you one thing who's got zero chance of beating Corrales, and that's Stephen Smith. He will get his head fucking kicked in. And like, just ironically, Mayweather was on that card, wasn't he? And fucking Stephen Smith ducked him for about 3 years.
Gallagher way. Got to fight someone easier, ain't you? Just get beat by them.
Corrales is alright, man. He's a good fucking boxer. Like, I mean, like, super featherweight's fucking stacked. You think maybe, again, the most logical fight to probably make is maybe like Burchelt Corrales, isn't it? Because is the two like Oscar De La Hoya has got Corrales, but he's working with the guys that own Burchelt and also that's the logical thing to fucking make. I know they might make the rematch here at Castellanos, but I don't want to see that. I mean, fuck that. Just make the fucking big fights, man. I don't want this marinating for fucking ages that we're like, we'll get them on the same card again a couple of times and build it, because we've seen this shit before and it all goes to shite. So just fucking put them in there. Sink or swim. Do it the McGuigan's day. Just fuck your guys in. And see if they're good enough, they'll win. If not, they can come back. None of this like kind of holding on to a fucking belt for ages and just fighting other people. So, fuck Nyota. Let's move on. He's getting me raging.
Broner and Garcia then. How do you see that one going? Do you see it an easy win for Mikey, or do you think Broner can maybe cause the shock?
You know what? I'm getting sucked in, right? Because I'm beginning to question myself for this fight now, and I've not seen the pictures of Adrian Broner. He's meant to look pretty poor, so I would like to have a clause in our prediction league where we can change our opinion for this fight, considering that Broner's not made the weight for ages. We should, if we want to maybe change it to like Garcia stoppage or something like that. But the thing with me is, Garcia's been on his arse with guys that don't hit anywhere near as hard as like Broner, and I think honestly, and it's one of the pure cliches, isn't it? You've got a puncher's chance, but I think if Broner fucking connects with Garcia, he could knock him clean out. I really, really do. Garcia's mad. Like, I'm surprised that they're saying that Garcia's only 5'6". He looks far bigger than that. See if you go and look at the pictures of him versus Salido, he looks ill as if he's got AIDS or cancer or something like that, because like how thin and all that is. Yeah, he looks in fucking superb shape for 135 pounds, but I don't know. I'm obviously picking Garcia to win because he's like the better boxer. He's got the better fundamentals. But just like I said this like in another chat, that I'm not comparing like Mike Tyson with Adrian Broner, but it's just basically it doesn't matter how many times the guys let you down. See, when they come up for another fight, you end up starting questioning yourself and saying, this could be the improved Adrian Broner for a couple of years ago, and you start thinking like, oh, I don't know what it is with Broner. Just give him so many second chances. He's like that bird you loved up when she just keeps treating you like shit and shagging all your mates, and you keep taking her back. That's Broner.
I know what you're saying about Broner, and Mikey is a bit, I wouldn't say chinny, but he's been dropped. But do you think Broner at 140, anything above lightweight, he's not really been any good at, and he plods around with single shots? Do you think that's going to be enough to trouble Garcia? Because I can't see that happening.
But he did fucking drop Sean Porter a fucking billion.
The only round he decided to do anything.
Exactly, and this is that. This is a whole hang with Broner. Like, I can't remember who it was. It was somebody for Showtime, maybe. It turned around and says, if Broner fought the 11 rounds, like he always fights the 12th round in fights, he would probably be undefeated right now.
I do think perhaps maybe Broner might be motivated because this is really his last chance. If he fucks up here, he should be gone from the top level scene. But then with Heyman, you never know. But in an ideal world, if he lost this, we wouldn't ever see him headlining shows again or fighting for world titles. This should be his last chance.
I don't know. At least Broner's the one guy in that PBC universe where he's taking on named guys, top guys. But I'm trying to get back. Like, he's fought Porter, he's fought Maidana, he's going to fight Mikey Garcia. Granted, Paulie Malignaggi was nothing great, but he went up a division to fucking fight him. I know he was taking the easiest route, but it's like, it's true what you're saying on the chat. Broner's only 26-year-old. See if he actually got his head together, which we know that he won't. He's still got a fucking really good career in front of him. It's just like, there's absolutely no suggestion whether why you would pick Broner in this fight other than he has got a bit of power on him. Maybe he's not got the power to hurt like the welterweights now, but I really do think he's got the power to hurt Garcia. So I don't know. To be honest, weirdly enough, I would like Broner to win. I don't know why. I like Mikey Garcia. I do like him, but it would be fucking funny to just absolutely abuse Shep for non-stop.
Yeah, yeah, that would be good.
The fucking magic with it. You'd never live that shit down. But I don't know. Broner is like your wee ball bag brother, isn't it? He's just an absolute cunt, but you just have to accept all his shit because he's your wee brother. I
like Broner. I think he's funny. Because like fuck ups are more relatable than like you sort of.
I can relate to Broner more than I can relate to John.
You're sort of normal people who like say their please and thank yous and that, don't do anything stupid, never like in TMZ, drunk or high on coke or crack or whatever he's been on lately. Like Broner, you just look at him and he fucks up and you think, I like you, I could be mates with you. But Mikey Garcia, what are you going to do? Go to the pub and drink orange juice with him or something? No, Broner. Give me a night out with Broner any day of the week. Matthew, you said in the chat that you could make a case for Broner winning. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Well, I said a loose case, and I think people are sleeping a little bit on Broner here. So I guess Garcia is a weird one because I've seen him fight quite a few times. Yet I don't feel like I know that much about him because he hasn't settled at a weight and he's been a bit inactive. But he fought Salido, dropped him twice in the first round. But Salido's probably, I'd say, that was more off balance than anything. And you could argue that Salido was coming on strong late, but as Brian said, he was fucking dead at featherweight. And then his next fight, he lost the belt on the scales, didn't he? So then he ended up going up to super feather. And then this is his fourth weight class in, say, 4 years. And I just think that, like, you look at who Broner lost to. He lost to Medina and he lost to Porter, which are kind of brawlers. Well, Garcia's not a brawler. He's a much better boxer, and everything about him is off the jab. When you watch him, he's just the way he flicks that jab, and
the jab.
His signature punch is the 1-2. Like, you watch the amount of times he throws when he commits to the jab, the backhand, the right hand comes with it, and he throws a lovely 1-2. He's a really nice boxer, but Broner's not the worst boxer in the world either. So I don't think that. It's not. Garcia's not going to be he's not going to fight like a Medina. He's not going to fight like a Porter. I think this could be quite cagey, and he's going up another weight class as well. And there has been some talk about potentially that does he gas later? Does he carry his power late? I think a lot of that's bollocks because he was absolutely draining himself down at feather and super feather. But he's fighting up his fourth weight class in 4 years. So, and as Brian said, if Broner tags him. Could he hurt him? Could he drop him? He probably could, and we've seen Mikey Garcia get dropped before. So I just think that if Garcia stops him, I think that's a huge statement, and he should get a lot of credit for it, which I don't think that he will. And I also think that if he beats him in a close points decision, he won't get enough credit either, because people will just go Broner's shit. So I don't think this is a foregone conclusion at all. I do think Garcia will probably win because he's a better boxer, and that jab is just fucking unreal. But I do think this is a tough fight, and I think we're gonna find out a lot about where Garcia's at if Broner turns up. But I don't think it's a foregone conclusion at all.
No, I agree with you. It's a fight like I heavily favour Mikey to win, but it's still a real fight. It's like
definitely.
Yeah, it's like I'd be surprised if Broner won, but it's still a proper fight where he has got a chance. If you know what I'm trying to say, I don't give him much of a chance, but it's more than just a puncher's one.
Do we think it'd be a good fight? Because sorry, just very quickly, Brian. Because when I've seen Garcia, I know he absolutely destroys the late cannon, but it does look like to me that he's quite comfortable to let his opponent come to him and counter. And Broner always kind of looks that way, that he's kind of happy to wait for his opponent to engage. So I just wonder if we might see a bit of a stalemate and a bit of a jab fest, and maybe, as you said, a bit of pot shotting. I'd be surprised if Garcia just decides to go right on the front foot and go forward. I think we could see a bit of a chess match, and I wouldn't be shocked if we get a close, controversial decision. Sorry, Brian.
Garcia mixes his punches up well. He's not one of these guys who just kind of jabs and jabs. He does fucking switch to the body quite fucking quick. I know there's a guy in the chat saying that Mikey Garcia is good, but he's too small and too slow for Broner. I don't think so. I mean, he's definitely not a slow puncher. Did anybody watch but he was far more aggressive against Slatichian as well. He absolutely fucking decapitated him. Just made to order, but the mad thing is these two guys are more counter punchers. So who's going to lead? Who's going to be
exactly? Yeah. If you look at his record as well, I mean, just giving Selby criticism for fighting down to the level of his opponent or not being good enough, whereas Garcia seems to take his guys out. But Salido, but Lopez and Martinez, they ain't nothing special. And Zlatan was, again, as you say, they might be tailor made for him. Broner's a completely different fighter. He's quicker, he's longer, he's got a longer reach. I'm not sure that Garcia's ever fought anyone like Broner before. What did you pick on the prediction?
I picked Garcia points. My only thing is, though, if Broner is absolutely dead at the weight, because what he'll do is he'll put a ton of weight on for the way into the fight night, and it'll probably make him even more sluggish and slower. So I'm picking Garcia points. I can't see Garcia stop. Broner's chin is fucking legit. And he's not got to quit in him either. I know people say that he was looking to quit Maidana. You don't look to quit in a fight. If you want to quit, you quit, and he didn't do it. We all look at Hara Davis. There's a fucking quitter.
That's a good point. Good point. Because Broner did fight those last rounds against Maidana and against Porter. So he's gas tanked bizarrely because he doesn't look like he should have one because he's always out on a piss. But he does stick in there, and he does show some heart, and he does show some grit, and he does come late. So I don't think there's any chance of him gassing, I wouldn't have thought. Or as you say, I'd be surprised if Garcia stops him because his chin is decent. See, the more we're talking about this, the more I'm getting hyped for this fight, because I'm now convincing myself it's a proper 50-50. When it was announced, I says it's a really good fight to make, but I think Garcia will absolutely waste him. But I'm turning into a proper casual, isn't I? Yeah, I think this all depends about on Broner's camp. Like if you could see Broner's camp, you'd probably be more confident because Broner could just turn up. We don't know if he's training properly or if he's just training to make the weight because there's a $500,000 penalty per pound he's over. So he's definitely
not per pound. I think it's just if he misses weight, it's $500,000, and I don't think he's getting a lot. I don't know whether he's maybe getting say $1 million or $1.5 million for this. So it's just say he's $1.5 million he's getting. That's a third of his fucking money away right there. So
he's unlikely to fuck the weight. He's not going to fuck the weight. He'll probably turn up on weight, but it's one of those where I don't think I'd ever pick Broner, but if I could see what his camp was like and see what his sparring's like and see what he's been doing, I'd bit like you, I'd be more confident to say this is a bit 50-50, but Broner could just turn up, be like a complete fucking wanker and make us all look stupid and get blasted out of there. We just don't really know. But if he turns up in shape and ready to go, I think this is a really good fight, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's kind of crept up from nowhere.
The only thing is, What if Broner is fucked at the weight? Like, and he's not a welterweight anyway. He should be 135, 140. But see, but just because he's fucked about so long, what if he is like a fake Chavez, where he gets to the weight but there's nothing there? Absolutely dead. Well, I know fake Chavez was always faking pure fucking bum. But
he should be all right at 140 though. He's not coming down to 135. You'd think 140 is fine for him.
But he's not been at 140 forever.
What's it been? A couple of years, isn't it? Well, no, what did he fight Fairfane at? That went up in the end, didn't it?
The last time he fought 140 was against that mad
Khabib. Yeah, that guy, yeah. I thought the Fairfane fight was
he lost his belt because he couldn't make the weight.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was right. Yeah, he was over.
And that's how fucking Sir Richard Burns fucking got the belt. Easy pickings. What do you think, Cap?
I've picked Garcia points on our prediction league. I don't think he'll stop Broner because, as you say, he took his licks against Maidana, and he kept going against Porter when he could have easily bailed out of both of them fights if he wanted to, especially the Maidana fight. So he's not a pussy. He'll keep going. And I don't know. I just don't think Garcia will be able to stop him. He's just a short and stocky unit, isn't he? He can take a beating. That's one of his good qualities. He can take a beating. Gun to my head. If I was betting money, I would bet Garcia points. But like you say, if you could take a look into what Broner's been doing in camp, if he's just been a fat camp or if he's been training for a fight, you might have more confidence in picking him. But
well, there is a picture going about him. I'll see if I can get it up. Maybe I can retweet it because it's talking about it. Saying, I'll need to get Steve Kim's fucking hang me up because it's him that's seen it. But I mean, this is what I like about Mikey Garcia. No, he fucked off for 2 years and then he just come back and he's having absolutely none of it. I mean, a lot of people it's like teaching him was like getting avoided because what he done against obviously what he done against Burns, right? But like what he done against Red Catch, aye, that's his name, aye. And like Linares didn't want to fight him. Mikey Garcia's just like he's that fight, absolutely wasted him, right? And now look what he's doing, jumping up another division to take on Broner, which fair enough, Broner's maybe coming down in weight, but it's a fucking really good fight for Garcia. Many people are actually doing that with the PBC. No currently the PBC wants to take any risks. But I think Garcia's at the point where he's like, the only way I'm going to make money now is if I take all these decent fights. And I think Garcia's 28, 29. I think he's got maybe, see by the time he's about 32, he'll just jack it in because I think he's only in it for the money, I know. But he might be the same as like Jamie McDonnell, where he's got that attitude, I need to take these big fights if I want the money. Good fights, which is, that's all we want. I don't care. I have no problem with boxers getting fucking paid good money if they're taking decent fights. I've got to pay ones that are getting paid money like they don't want to take fights. But see, the attitude's like McDonnell. Like as much as like McDonnell fucking lost his last fight, he's taking the rematch, right? And he knows that you're not going to make good money in the divisions unless you fucking fight the top guys. And that's all we want. How easy is boxing? Make all the best fights. Look how fucking happy we were when Taylor fought like O'Hara Davis. It's like, it was not a massive fight and all that, but it was two fucking guys that were undefeated, and people were quite hyped for it. So we're asking for boxing. Just make me a matchmaker. Make me a matchmaker, and I will fucking give the fans what they want, and also great hair. Great fucking hair.
Brian Carpy, can I ask a question? Is Garcia now? Do we know if he's staying at 140 now, or is he just dipping his toe in? And
he said he was Linares after.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, what? So he's going back down to 135?
No, they've now changed their opinion on that. They're saying they'll go back down to 135 if it's Linares or Lomachenko, but they're going to fucking float about 140 if that's not the case.
Because what about Crawford? Say if he wins and then Crawford beats Ndongo, do we want to see Crawford hang around and fight Garcia before he vacates all the belts and moves up? Because that could be good.
But why would Bob Arum make that fight unless he's getting options on a guy that fucking fucked off for 2 years, naughty fights so he could get away from it? Bob Arum, why would Bob Arum want to make that fight?
I'm just asking, is that a fight that we think could happen or we want to see? Or are you saying no?
No, it's like, why would Bob Arum want to make that fight when Garcia spent 2 years trying to get out of a contract with him, only for him to come back and want to fucking fight one of his guys again?
Who's he promoted by now then?
He's not. He's a free agent.
Which is a good thing as well, because it means he can work with any cunt.
Yeah, but
so that's Crawford ain't happening then, is it? That fight's never going to happen then. I didn't realise that.
Because you can guarantee you Bob Arum will want options on Garcia, and he's just got out of that.
I'm pretty sure Shep is he follows all the Mikey Garcia stuff pretty closely, doesn't he? And I'm pretty sure he said that Mikey Garcia was admitted that Crawford would be too big for him.
Did Crawford not beat him in amateurs?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure Shep. We was talking about Mikey Garcia in the chat because he came up for some reason, and someone said Mikey Garcia versus Crawford, and I'm near enough 100% certain Shep said Mikey said Crawford's too big for him.
He's a big
I'm pretty sure Crawford beat him in amateurs.
But yeah, that'd be a good fight. If they make that'd be like a dream fight. But I'd rather see Garcia Linares than Garcia Crawford, because them two are so evenly matched, like skill wise. It'd be beautiful, that.
Like Adam Abramovich there. I'm hearing that Eddie Hearn picked Michael Grant for Dillian White after finding out that Trevor Berbick was in fact dead.
Is that? I was thinking that is Michael Grant. There isn't another American bum boxer called Michael Grant.
The guy that fought Lennox Lewis.
Yeah,
that one.
That is that one.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Certainly is.
That's incredible.
He's still a big guy, right? But anyway, right, we're all picking Garcia points, right? But we're looking forward to this fight. Looking forward to it. There's no long until fucking Golovkin Carello. Who's got it? The three is.
We're gonna give you a live podcast from Vegas, from the girl collection.
While I'm chonging on a fucking Asian's titty after I've took a Viagra, so I don't get fucking stage fright.
On the undercard, we've got Charlo and Heiland. I don't actually mind this fight. I've seen a lot of Americans shitting on it, but we've seen Heiland obviously beat Macklin. He's not that bad. He's no great shakes, but he's not a bum. I quite like it. I like that. That's the good Charlo as well.
Right. I'll ask you this: which side of the graphic has been shitting on this fight? Because I've absolutely no problem, mate. It's a guy moving up a division on a guy that's maybe top 10 at 160. We all know what fucking side of the street the people are shitting on it, because there's a lot of people that hate Charlo and were big on fucking Williams to win.
Yeah, you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, my signal's playing up, but Wi-Fi keeps dropping. Yeah, you're exactly right. It's the sort of Steve Kim followers that are shitting on this fight. And I don't really see the reason for it, but then maybe they haven't seen Heiland before, and we have, so we don't think it's as bad as they do.
Remember they brought Heiland over for Macklin, thinking if Macklin won, he would get a world title fight against like Golovkin again or something like that. Remember that? They took that over to Ireland as well, didn't they?
Yeah,
and Macklin got beat.
Dublin, wasn't it?
Cracking.
I get his fucking head kicked in. Fuck you, Colin.
I really rate this. J-Rock was coming on, obviously, but that finish, if he would have been finished off that uppercut, that would literally be my knockout of the year. But because he got up from it, I can't count it. But punch of the year, that's my punch of the year. I'm going for that when we do that end of year. But yeah, that was.
You don't get many like fucking uppercuts for distance, don't you? Know you don't. They're always normally really up close, but that was so sexy that I just. It
was like one of Eubank's Hadouken uppercuts, wasn't it? But it actually connected.
You know what I like about Charlo? He's definitely on the steroids, and I don't actually give one single fuck about it. I'm glad he's on the steroids. See when people take steroids and they're doing damage like that, I don't give a fuck.
He's a mean cunt as well. He's a mean fucker. What was he shouting sleep at J-Rock when he was on the floor? Or was that Jamel? I get the two fucking mixed up.
And like he come over to shake hands with him and fucking they told me fuck off.
I thought he was doing the fucking Matt Hardy delete. I was getting well excited. I was going, yes, mate, he's massively into wrestling, but I think he was saying sleep, which is a shame.
That's what I like about Charlo. He plays a heel and he sticks with it. That's what you're meant to do.
And unlike Lara the pussy, this fucker wants to fight GGG. So what's he done? He's moved up to 160 to try and make the fight happen. Not sit there at 154 going, "Oh, fight me, I'll fight you." Staying at 154. So
Well,
I
he
can
might
get
get him
behind
after
this.
fucking Canelo does him.
I can tell you
he'll lose to Canelo then.
Just for sitting, no, I tell you, 100%. Well, the Canelo fight won't happen because one, Canelo's no fighting for the WBC belt, and two, if Charlo won that fight, Canelo would never fight Charlo. Never fight him. But how good would that be? Like when Golovkin absolutely fucking kills Canelo, like he's mandated to fight Charlo. I mean, there's another thing. Charlo just basically saying, right, fuck this, man. The way you're going to make money is taking on the top guy. So who's the top guy? Golovkin. What's that going to be on? Probably HBO pay-per-view, isn't it? Next year, if that happens. Unless that he fights Billy Joe Saunders, which we all hope. Because I think, see if Saunders wins and like Golovkin wins, can maybe get that fucking shoehorned into New York somewhere and they can all fucking bounce out there with the Jippos. New York, man. Fuck me. Oh, we fucking can't.
The only problem is fucking Golovkin ain't beating Canelo, so...
fucking behave, Caggy. I'm quite happy with this fight. Like, I mean, what more do you want? That Charlo just to come up and fight who? Who could he possibly fight? Like, Lemieux will not fight him. Why would Lemieux want to fight him? Give up his they're near mandatory. Jacobs, that would have been a good fight. Jacob Charlo.
No, that wouldn't happen. Jacobs only fights once a year, and he's got missing again. The only ones you could realistically come up and fight, it'd be like your Martin Murrays and
I was going to say Chulinov.
Yeah, Hassan and Dams and stuff like that.
That's not too bad though. I like Hassan and Dams. He's always in entertaining fights.
Well, he gets dropped about 100 times and then gets back up.
Aye. But I'm fucking fine with this. I'm what else is on the card?
Big Baby Miller and Gerald Washington.
We need to talk about this because I was getting slated earlier in the chat.
Go on then.
I don't know what
say your piece.
I don't know what to say. No, I need someone to tell me because I'd never seen Miller fight before until earlier on lunchtime. I had a bit of YouTubing. He is fucking gash. Like Miller. I mean, to be fair, they're both shit. But I don't get why everyone in the prediction was picking Miller by KO, and I'm like,
because
what don't I know? What am I missing?
Miller's one of the guys that's got like a reputation because of like what he says on Twitter and things like that, more than what his talent is. I'm picking Washington stoppage because I don't think Miller's got the gas tank. For some reason I always thought Miller was a fat cunt because of the weight of him, but then I see the picture of him, man, he's a unit.
He's like one of them UFC heavyweights, isn't he? Where he's not ripped, he's just fucking huge.
Aye, like a big Brock Lesnar type, but he's just
I was watching stuff of him earlier on, and one of his glory fights came up against Mirko Cro Cop. I watched both of them in the end, and you wouldn't think a big fat cunt like that would be able to lift his leg up to kick, but he's actually quite light on his feet doing that, which I suppose you need to be, didn't you, if you're kickboxing? But
I'm taking Gerald Washington to fight to win because I was quite impressed with him with Wilder until he just went disintegrated. He was doing well. He was being butt Wilder in a punch. He was like winning the fucking jabs. I thought he looked all right. See, for a guy that's pretty shite, he looked as if he had the basics slipped down. And Miller's no fault for ages either. So it's mad though. The likes of Washington is getting a fight before Wilder, and he was the one that got fucking stopped. And it's the same as O'Hara Davis. O'Hara Davis has got a fight lined up before Taylor, and he just quit. That's probably. But Hearn probably said, "Look, you've got a fight sorted in September." He's like, "Fuck this, man! I'm packing it in. I've still got my wages anyway come September." So I'm going for fucking Washington. It's a risky bet because everybody's going for Miller because he's a big guy and he can punch, and Washington's no get great power, but I think he's a better boxer than him. Maybe I'm
going to join you, Brian. I think because that again, I've seen fuck all. I've only seen Washington against Wilder, and I've only seen. I see from on YouTube against that Chang, Raymond O'Chang, don't know who that is, and Fred Cassie, and they was landing right hands on him for fun. Anytime Cassie threw the right hand, it would land. But he couldn't hurt him, and Washington's a big lump, so I might just go for Washington by KO as well. I think these two are so bad, this could be a really good fight, but like a funny fight.
This could be like a White Chisora type fight.
Yeah, who was the whatever fight? Was it Mansour against Brazil? Was that?
It was quality.
Yeah, I think he could end up something like that, just because they're both so shit.
Mansour was fucking him up until he bit through his tongue.
Yeah.
Aye. And then this card's fucking cracking. See, top to bottom, it's a really good card.
You got Katie Taylor on it as well, didn't you?
Ah, fuck off.
Rousey, Warren, McGill, Arroyo.
I mean, that's a good fight. I mean, I've only seen Warren a couple of times, but you know how when you used to play Street Fighter and when you were moving about to fight, they were going like about 100 mile an hour, like just jumping around the screen. That was like Rashi Warren in that ZZ fight. The two of them were just fucking like they're just all over the place like that. But I'm not. I mean, I'm not into the midgets and all that, but I'm looking forward to that fight because like Arroyo's decent, as you know.
Well, he's actually gone down in weight to take this fight, Warren has. He's gone down a super fly from bantamweight.
He'll be great.
I've never seen this McGill Arroyo. You'd need someone like Nyota for this.
But is that the one that Gonzalez battled, or is that his bros?
No, that's different. That's the different one.
Is that McJoe or McDonald?
Oh, I forget. I know what you mean, but his name ain't coming to me. But it's not this one. This fella lost in his last fight in the Philippines to Jerwin and Cajas, whoever that is. And that was for the IBF World Super Flyweight title.
I mean, this looks like a competitive fight as well. So you're talking here that you've got maybe three totally competitive fights. I don't think the Charlo fight will be competitive, but I mean, this is probably the card. I know you've got the midget card in September, but this is probably the top to bottom the card of the year.
Is this on Sky?
Yeah, it is. This ain't a better card than what HBO put on the other day. No chance.
But there only was 2 fights on that.
No, there was 3. You had Sullivan Barrera.
Oh, aye.
And then you had the 2.
Yeah, but none of those fights really lived up to what we
thought.
Yeah,
but you can't slate it because they didn't live up.
No, we're not. Just saying that.
This is next big pod. We
can do what we want, but on paper, that's the card of the year so far. And then you've got the Superfly, which is the best card in ages.
Right, I'll be 2 seconds. Just talk ourselves.
Yeah, we discussed this earlier on, Matter, that you can't slate matchmaking after the fact. You can only praise it or slate it before. If you make a shit fight on paper and it turns out to be a war, you shouldn't get no credit for that because you haven't planned for it. You've just made a terrible fight.
I get over it. What you're saying is that HBO card from last week or whatever was the card of the year, right? I think this one probably stacks up in terms of like fights, and if the actual fights deliver, then when you look at them both in hindsight, you'd have to say that if the fights actually deliver, this one was the better card, wouldn't you? That's what I'm getting at. Yeah,
I suppose you're right, but I don't think this is a better card in general. The main event's better, but I don't think top to bottom the card's better, or the 3 headline fights.
And it might not be, and that's a fair comment. But after, when it's all said and done, and when you look back and go, which one am I going to watch again if you had to? It might end up being this one. It might end up being the other one. I don't know, but I know it looks like a decent card. But yeah, you're absolutely spot on. If you make a good fight on paper, which Burchell Mura should have been, and I wouldn't say it was a stinker, but it didn't live up to what you expected. You can't knock anyone. And as you say, you make a shit fight on paper. Like if you bring in Dominic, what was his name, Danny Brizuela against like Tommy Cole, and it turns into a really good fight, then you can't get credit for that because it should never have been a good fight.
Well, this card has got everyone's favourite Australian Muslim on, Billy Dibb, as well.
Oh, is it?
That might bump it up. Billy Dibb's fighting Yardley and Mentor Cruz.
I have no idea who the fuck that is.
Where's Brian gone?
I don't know. He's probably going to finger his dogs. What about the Sky card? Chat a little bit about the Sky card. The September 30th.
I can't even remember that.
We got Stalker and was it Masha Dodd and O'Hara Davis for that. I'm picking Farrell to beat Davis, by the way.
Oh yeah, the Liverpool card. I sent a tweet out yesterday that it's actually not that bad. I actually quite like it. If they're going to give me fights I don't care about, at least make them competitive. And that's what they've done. So I can't moan too much. No. Butler and Hall is a rematch no one in the world wanted, but it's fairly competitive. Farrell versus O'Hara should be competitive. Stalker and Dodd should be competitive.
And they're not.
Yeah, and Fielding versus Brophy. None of them are like world-class fights that you're going to get excited about. But I'll quite happily sit there with a kebab and a few tins and watch them.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it as well. It's just, Hearn's now going, look, I'm giving you your 50-50s, and it is for 50-50 fights. But I mean, Jesus Christ, we've had some. They put some shit on, and is this the standard of this is, I guess, the best we're going to hope for from Saturday night fight cards now? Because what was it? It was only last year, or it might have not been last year, that Hearn said that every Saturday fight night would have a world title fight on it, like a proper one. But we've moved so far away from that I don't know. You serve up so much dog shit. Are we just overly excited about this because how much shit Hearn has been serving us up recently?
I wouldn't say overly excited. I'm not counting down the days. It reminds me of a card that Warren would have put on last year before BT, and Hearn would have slated him for it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Here's a question for you, right? So, again, what we've been talking about in the chat, is Hearn, I wouldn't say close to being done, because he's not done, because he's got all those Olympians, and he's in it. I do think he's going to be around for the next few years or the foreseeable future. But it's amazing to think that after Hey Bellew and Klitschko and Femi, like how far he's kind of fallen, because everyone around him just caught up. Because ITV, the big thing he prided himself on was good production and good fights. But ITV have done quite well. 2 cards. I know that pay-per-view is shit, but their 2 cards, the production looked decent, and they had decent commentators and stuff, and decent pundits. That was a fairly
decent commentators. Let's not go that far. It was
not decent commentators,
and Woodall, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you had what was it, Lewis and Andre Ward the first time, and I think the second time Crawler was there and Groves was there. So I mean, in terms of what Hearn prided himself on, again, it looks glossy, it looks great. The ITV card looked decent, and the fights were decent enough. And BT seemed to have really, they seem to be doing some good stuff on BT. They seem to be here for the long haul. And Channel 5, they had the really good fight, Davis and Taylor, and now they've got Frampton on there. It almost seems like Hearn's completely taken his eye off the ball after Femi, and everyone else has just crept up on him. And I'm surprised to see him almost this week, considering that Femi and Klitschko's not that long ago. I mean, don't know, what do you think about?
I think he's in like a bit of a transition period where he hasn't got any major stars other than Bellew and Femi. And Femi won't be with him forever, and Bellew's pretty much done. Brook's not going again. He's on about retiring. Under that, he's got his world champs. He's got Burnett and Yafai and McDonald. But either they don't move the needle, none of them. If I never seen any of them again in my life, I wouldn't care. And then after that, he's just got a fuckload of prospects. Yeah.
It's just surprising.
They aren't ready for like British title fights yet. Yeah, but before that, if you go back like 2 years ago, he was knocking out world title fights one after the other. When I know his guys was expected to lose more often than not. But yeah, he was chucking people in all over the place. He had like Brian Rose going over to America fighting what's his face?
Andrade.
Yeah, he's just got none of that now.
No, he seems weak, and it just seems like everyone else has crept up on him. And if you're a fighter now, especially a UK fighter, why would you want to sign to anyone? You're better off being a bit independent, or just signing sort of fight by fight contracts, because you've got so many different platforms. And the BT stuff, I mean, I don't want to get too much on production, but their press conference that they did for they used the BT studios, didn't they, for Billy Joe Saunders? It looked really good. I don't know, I just think that he's taken his eye off the ball so much, and seems to be so on Femi that everyone else has just caught up with him, and they're all doing what he's doing, and they're starting to better that now. I do think he's in a spot above her. He's not going anywhere, but it's not a one-stop shop anymore. It's not like Hearn or nothing anymore, is it? All he's really got is the pay-per-view, because that's a proven model. But
so let's go through his stable then. He's at the very top, at the top of the triangle. He's got Femi. Underneath that, it was Bellew and Brook, but Brook's been knocked down a notch or two.
But Bellew's only pay-per-view if he fights a Ward or if he fights Hay again. He doesn't have a sea of options, does he?
I think no, because he could do White Bellew and they make that a pay-per-view. I think he could do White. But Bellew Parker, that's pay-per-view. Well, Bellew Parker would be pay-per-view.
Yeah, Bellew Parker. Yeah, but that's not the easiest sell in the world, though, is it?
I think it is. All Bellew needs to do is start acting a tit again. That's all he would need to do to sell it. And he showed he's quite happy to do it.
Yeah, true.
Under that, you got. Would you put
Brook?
Is world champions in the notch under that? Burnett, I don't think anyone really knows outside of boxing. Same with McDonald. Not many people in boxing know McDonald.
No one cares.
Again, no one cares. Callum Smith ain't with him for 12 months.
No, and he hasn't fought for ages.
Yeah.
Cox, no one cares about. He's going to get destroyed by Groves, so that's him done. Yeah, all his weight, I guess, is behind his. Because I mean, again, like, in terms of prospects, I mean, you Dubois and Yardy, or Yard, whatever you want to call him. And then what's Hearn got coming up? He's got Coley, what's it, Buatsi,
Josh Kelly.
So they're kind of all similar-ish levels. You probably say Yard's ahead. He's got Buglioni, I guess, who's now a Sky headliner at the O2, incredibly.
Brian, you like talking about this, don't you? Hearn stable and how decimated it is. We're just going through it now, and we've got Femi at the top of the tree, Value underneath him, and then other than that, it's just a load of shit.
You missed Brooke.
Brooke as well.
I've said this for over a year though. See, you take out the fighters that he stole for everybody else. His stable's pretty weak. I think he's relying on like Femi now until the Olympians like kick off. Like he's really forcing the Olympians in our faces now with this next gen and shit like that. The only way they're going to get build a fighter is to like give them fucking good fights and not these stiffs that we're getting. But all these guys are losing, and this is what I want. I want Cox and Smith to lose, and also that's an R2. I mean, look what he's doing now. He has never, ever done in-house fights. But all of a sudden now, because these guys are losing, he's got nowhere else to go. So he's going to give his Crawler Burns that no cunt asked for. He's getting his Butler Hall that no cunt fucking asked for. A rematch that no cunt fucking wanted. So what he's now doing is he's getting too many dates, not enough fighters. So he's basically starting pairing off guys with each other that no cunt gives a fuck about. Who the fuck wants to watch Paul Butler Stu Hall again? Who the fuck wants to watch that? No cunt. Only fucking perverts for Liverpool. Only the fucking perverts for Liverpool that want to watch that. And maybe a couple of cunts for Newcastle that are full of eckies all the time. Because Stewie Hall's a god. But Crawler like Burns. No cunt fucking wants that. Geese Burns like Taylor. We know that's not... I've said I would rather not have that fight because I wouldn't want Ricky to get beat. But it's not like one of these foregone conclusions here that Taylor absolutely smashes fuck out. Ricky's tough as shit. He'll take his licks. He wouldn't do an O'Hara Davis either. And he would fucking get back. So, but I would rather have like a Taylor Burns fight. It's a bigger fight up here. I mean, people have got this misconception here that that's going to be a big fight, Crawler Burns. It's not. Cunts up here's not going to travel for that. Why the fuck would we travel to Manchester for a fight with Crawler? He gets schooled after Linares twice and get leathered off a fucking slab. You know, cunt's going to go down there and fucking watch that. So the rest of his stable, who have we got? Paul Smith just lost. Callum Smith's in a fight. Stephen Smith lost. Come back and fought a fucking bum. Like he's going to lose again if he fights Corrales. But Brooks said his two fake eyes like caved in. I don't believe he's got one injury, never mind two. Right? He's done. Absolutely not. You may as well stick a fork in him, that fucking faggot. He'll probably be away Chong and Dick shortly. Who else have we got? We've got Bellew. Bellew's like anomaly here. He seems to be the elder he gets, the better fucking performances he's pulling out. I know people will turn around and say, "Oh, he done this, he done that." It doesn't matter. See if people had the options like he fight me one leg against Bellew, people would probably still pick Hay to knock him out. So we need to give him his props. There's obviously Femi. There's all the Olympians, right? And it's like a much. Look at Scott Quigg. Who the fuck's happened to Scott Quigg? Is he now a two fight a year guy? Is that what it is now?
I think he's out in Monaco next. What about Campbell Linares?
Linares, that is the point in that fight. I know people are like, the guy should take risks. Aye, mate, but it's just like again, it's like Eddie Hearn. It's one stream to another. It's you fight shite forever, then you go to like take a fight that you know you're not going to win. I mean, if Campbell won that fight, I would be absolutely shocked.
But that's happening in America. Hearn was saying pretty much something in America, and he's adamant. He said, "I'm going on record that Campbell will knock Linares out."
He said that both times with Crawler.
Yeah, and Mitchell.
Campbell isn't even a lightweight. There's something shady about that as well, that he was a bantamweight in the Olympics and that he comes out and suddenly appears at lightweight. That's weird as shit. I don't think anybody's ever done that.
I love the fact that Norris is making so much money, just running through Hearn's guys. He's making so much money. He's decided to relocate to fucking England just so he can beat up a few more of his guys. I think that's quality.
He's had to come with Salas, hasn't he?
Marcelo Salas that used to play with Chile?
No, Ismail Salas, his trainer.
Is that the guy that's training David Hay now?
Yeah, David Hay and all the Hayes lads, yeah.
He's Ismail Salas. That sounds like some kind of go on fucking TV saying that he just bombed a train station.
It sounds like something you get on Narcos, isn't it?
Aye, Ismail Salas. That's like Al Jazeera TV right there.
Well, he's one of the Cubans, isn't he? He's one of like the legendary Cuban trainers for the amateur thing. So he's linked up with him, moved him over to London. All Hayes prospects getting trained by him, and Linares came with him.
Who was the one?
Let T-Row on. T-Row wants on. Brian, let T-Row on.
Fuck. Who was the one that got canned for one fight, got knocked out and get sacked?
Jorge Rubio.
Rubio,
that one. I take this fight.
Rubio's the one that trains Linares. Not Linares.
No, he trains Campbell.
Yeah.
Aye, that's it. Aye, but Hearn stable's fucking pretty poor. Have we spoke about Frampton yet?
No, we haven't, if you want to do that.
Aye, Frampton's probably going to knock this guy out. That's about it.
Great input.
No, but
get T-Row on.
I know Frampton's got a lot of shit for this fight, but let's be a bit honest here. Like, it could have maybe he tried to make the Selby fight. It just couldn't happen because of finances. He tried like a fucking demon. He got Leo Santa Cruz to come over. He wouldn't do it. He went over to America twice. Frampton's took a run of decent fights. Like Quig's a bum, right? But he still schooled him. He went over and fought that Gonzalez, who ended up turning out to be some sort of fucking worked with a cartel. So we all know he was badass. Then he fights Leo Santa Cruz fights. I mean, so like nobody's entitled to take like a chop fight, like, but he's coming back to Belfast for the first time in a couple of years. Resume-wise, it doesn't look that bad, although he's not really fought MD apart from like Mahrez. So he tried to get other world champions. He couldn't do it. What more do you want? I don't understand how he's getting shit for this fucking fight. He couldn't do any more than he had to try and make the Selby and Leo Santa Cruz fight. He's clearly not going to fucking fight Valdez. Like, Valdez is the top rank. You think like Bob Arum's going to make that fight? Yeah, fuck. And Gary Russell just doesn't ever want to fight. So this is probably a tied over fight to hopefully like he can get maybe the Selby fight or whatever. Maybe Gary Russell Jr. Maybe the Santa Cruz isn't fighting that happening this year because he's fighting Mahrez in October. So that's what it is. Conrad Cummins is on the undercard and some other fucking pygmies. It's a shite undercard, but that's what it is. I'll always tune in, just basically because I like Frampton. If it was like, if this was an Eddie Hearn fighter, I'd like to think that I'd give him a bit of slack and all, considering the run that he's had. So it's not as if like, he's the kind of shouting like he's been like kind of like ducking challenges and that. He has been back to back with Leo Santa Cruz. That was 1-1. He did try to make the trilogy. So what can you do?
Right, if Bellew ends up fighting a turd before Hay, I'll remind you of what you just said.
Oh, but the difference is
you would give Bellew slack anyway. You like Tony, didn't you?
But I still give him shit every time like he tweets. But the difference is there. Bellew won't fight back on Sky. He'll be a pay-per-view fighter, so I will give him shit.
Yeah.
Nah. You know what? I'm just wanting to see the world fucking burn. If Bellew fights an absolute garbage, then so be it. And I hope it doesn't sell and let him lose his money on it. But I mean, we've got a right good fucking weekend here. I know people aren't into the UFC and all of that, but the UFC card at the weekend is absolutely fucking electric. So
do you want to break down the UFC card for us?
We've got fucking John Bon Jones and John Bon Jovi. He's fighting Cormier. Two of them absolutely fucking hate each other. This is prime IFL fucking fight right here.
This is intense beef.
This is absolutely fucking cut to the bone intense beef. The two of them absolutely detest each other. Fucking Jones hasn't fought for ages because he likes Charlie and like getting pissed and driving cars and stuff like that. And Jones is like, I think he was on the. Did he not just sign a deal with Nike when all this kicked off? I'm pretty sure he did, even though that UFC I've got a contract with Eubank. I'm pretty sure he signed a deal with Nike or something like that. I'm positive of it, and it just all went to shit. So this is fucking really good. Woody's on it, who just beat Wonder Boy. And I tough got a draw, and I thought, and who else is on it? Who else? Oh, fuck it, carry on. I can't even
Josh.
Who's on it?
What's happening?
Who's on this UFC card then?
I'm not on to talk about UFC. I was only joking.
No, we're talking about UFC.
No, I've got a big point to say because you'll probably be running over anyway.
Go on.
When you were talking about Hearn before,
yeah.
Who are you equating the downfall in boxing that's happened? Are you equating it all to Hearn, or who would you equate it to? Who would be, if you had to pick one guy, who would you put it all on?
Well, I don't think there is a downfall in boxing. I think this is the best year boxing's had.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's come back from.
Have you muted him?
No.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Aye.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, talk.
Well, I'd equate it to mostly to Mayweather. That's my personal opinion. I was having an argument with Ainsley about it. And like, if when it comes down to it, you've got to put it down to Mayweather. He started all this, you've got to keep your own kind of thing. And that's when boxing went down the shitter. Everyone wants to keep their own now. No one wants to take the fights. Well, they did. I know this year's got a lot better.
Where have you come from saying this? Like, you was on about Hearn a minute ago. Well, where's Floyd coming to this now?
I know we give Hearn a lot of stick. I'm just saying. I feel like Mayweather deserves his fair share as well, which he's never got really.
But Mayweather took proper fights though. This doesn't really work because
it was mostly coming from. I know you don't want, but due to people not taking fights and McGuigan fighters taking them at the right time. I don't think Mayweather fighters take him either at the right time. Like, look at Davis now. He's like walking around like the big I am at the press conferences and stuff. So why did he take the Lomachenko fight then? Just take it now. What's there to lose in that fight?
Right. I'll answer that. Stephen De La Hoya fucking basically was retiring. Mayweather fucking carried this sport for years. You're always needing a flag bearer in boxing, and Mayweather done that. I tell you what, see if Mayweather wasn't here, like, I know there was Pacquiao, right? See if the two of them weren't there, boxing would have been in the shit. You can see it right now.
He only fought once a year. You can't say that because he only fought once. No, so someone must have been carrying it for the other 11 months of the year.
Well, show me then, because his fights were always the fucking biggest in the world. Yeah.
Everyone wanted to see him get beat. It was like a Nazim thing. Everyone tuned into him because they liked him.
But that's the whole
point. So he might have carried it in that way. Talking about Hearn fighters, like you're talking about Hearn fighters, and I do hate Hearn fighters as well, but I just hate Mayweather for the same reason. You can say Joshua's carrying the sport now. It don't mean we like the cunt, does it? We all hate him.
But Joshua is carrying the sport in the UK.
Yeah, no, I agree, but we all still hate him, don't we? So I feel like Mayweather.
I don't even hate him. I don't even hate him at all. The Femi thing, people say, "Oh, you must hate him." You call him Femi. It's nothing to do with that. Dillian White called him it, and it's just stuck. Yeah. I got no problem with Femi.
Yeah, fair enough.
He had a legit win against Klitschko. He had to earn that win. If he bulldozed Vlad, and Vlad was completely shot to shit, then I probably would hate him because he'd have got a win over an all-time great that he didn't deserve. But he had to earn this win, so fair enough. Can't shit on him too much. And what's your problem with Floyd? You name someone he ducked, or you can maybe pick holes in the matchmaking and say he fought the guys at the right time, but he fought everyone, bar Margarito. He's back. Bar Margarito and Paul Williams. Everyone else, he fought, and you can't deny that.
Yeah, but he fought him at the right time when he wanted. Like, everything, he was over the weight for some fights, and everything had to be on his terms.
He was over the weight for one fight.
Yeah.
So it's almost rubbish in everything he did before that. All the fights he did before that, Castillo fights.
Well, don't get him started about the Castillo fight. We won't shut up about that.
Sorry.
He definitely lost that fight. I don't know. Whoever scores that fight, That's the nonsense scoring of a fight if you score that
I
fight.
mean, honestly, your scorecards is like somebody that's fucking sniffed a gram of ketamine.
Right, sometimes I'm trolling, but that is a definite help for Mayweather. I don't see how you can score it any other way. It's impossible to score it any other way.
Okay, so even if you say he did lose, which he didn't, he avenged the defeat that he didn't have in the rematch.
Straight after he did it, he jumped straight back in with Castillo.
Same with Chino. He had a close fight with Chino, went in, beat him.
Let me tell you something about Mayweather. Mayweather at 135 pounds wanted to fucking fight Mosley, who was the top guy. No, I don't even think Mayweather was 135 pound at the time. He wanted to fight Mosley, who was the top guy at 135 pound, right? In his fucking prime, in his best division. Mosley done what everybody else done. Wanted to chase the bigger fights for the money. Went and chased after Oscar De La Hoya like everybody else would have done, right? Bob Arum had Cotto, who was undefeated at the time. Bob Arum was never making that fight. What happened? Mayweather had to buy out his own contract, and what happened as soon as he bought out his contract? Who did he get to fight? Hearn and De La Hoya. Two of the biggest stars in boxing. Then he eventually got the Cotto fight. Like,
everything had to be on his side for that. Hatton would have never beat him anyway, but everything had to be on his side, didn't it, for that Hatton fight? I know you say, but you can't say that you hate side bullshit for one fighter.
How did everyone have to be on his side? He had to go up to 154 point to fight Oscar De La Hoya.
You can't call out one fighter that you don't like. I don't know, a match group. The littlest things in the contract and then not call Mayweather out on it. Everything has to be like, he took A-side to a new level. There was A-side, and he was like the A-side, like everything.
I don't agree with what Floyd's done sometimes, but you can't deny when you're in that position that you do call the shots. If Callum Smith's going to call the shots against
the shots, though, it feels like I know it's like a running joke now that refs are on his side, but a lot of refs are genuinely on his side. It's
not when. Who?
So,
he's going to say Kenny Bayless against Maidana. Yeah, there we go. Of course he would.
Because Maidana in the first fight, Mayweather did for the fucking 8 weeks after that fight was bitching about Tony Weeks from the first fight. Mayweather fouls just as much as any other fighter, but when he gets fouled, all he does is just bitch about being fouled. Although his elbow every cunt in the face anyway.
Or he knocks you out once you foul him.
Mayweather was dirty, mate. He always has been.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Mayweather-McGregor thing. The press conference was fucking stupid and all sorts, but there was an interview after that he did saying that he doesn't get enough appreciation for saving boxing. That his fighters are saving boxing now. I'm sick of Gervonta Davis walking around like he's a dog's bollocks.
We'll see that bit of pattern here, aren't we? You're hating in the
racism.
Hold on a minute. Yeah. No, hold on.
Hey.
No, he won't. Will Davis step in with Lomachenko? Will he fuck? He'll shit himself.
We've had this discussion on here before, and while Ainsley don't agree, I think the rest of us did. That there's no reason to steer Gervonta Davis into that fight straight away. He could be a special talent. Why would you chuck him in with Lomachenko to fuck that up now? Why not just wait 2-3 fights?
Everyone thinks that Lomachenko is like. I know he had the World Boxing Series, but he's only had a few fights, and Davis has had double his fights. Davis had a lot of amateur.
Yeah, no. But again, at what level is Davis' fights compared to Lomachenko? Lomachenko won a world title in his third fight and fought Toledo in his second.
That's his on that level. I'm not at that level yet. He's a world champion. Brian's always said, "Once you're with the best."
I'm not saying Davis should go and fight like tomato cans, but there's no need to chuck him in with, in my opinion, the best fighter in the sport. Only to get beat badly.
Wait a minute. I know that you think Mayweather McGregor's a joke, but it's going to get the most viewers maybe ever. If you took Lomachenko and Davis on that undercard and threw a bit of money at Lomachenko, he'd take that fight in 2 minutes.
Of course, but Floyd's not going to chuck money away, is he? What's the point? Then no one's tuning in for that undercard. Yeah, they could have you fighting Brian on there. It makes no fucking difference to anyone.
Well, then don't go on interviews saying that he doesn't get enough respect and stuff, bitch. Don't say that, and then don't say respect my fighters, but then at the same time say I'm not going to throw any money in.
I'm not even a Flomo, but Floyd don't get the respect that he does deserve. If you listen to Steve Kim and Gabe Montoya, they hate Floyd. They say they never talk about Floyd, and every week they shit on Floyd. They drag him up for some reason for no real need to.
But would that not be like the perfect scenario of a fight on the undercard of Mayweather and McGregor? How much exposure are the winner of that going to get? Lomachenko would take it. He's fought on the Mayweather undercard before, and Davis is the Mayweather fighter. Why not? Just make it happen.
You got anything to counter him with, Bri?
No.
Because Davis is a shithouse, that's why.
I don't even know how Davis got brought in. That's to be perfectly honest.
No, because Mayweather said his fighters aren't getting the respect in a post-fight interview.
But they haven't gotten the respect.
They're not. Better Jack.
We'll fight the top guy then.
Why do Jag fucking the top guy in his division?
Don't fight Nathan Cleverly then. Don't fight Nathan Cleverly in your next fight.
So who's he meant to fight?
Fucking hell, whoever. Well, not Nathan. Well, why? You always say that Davis should go in, that champions should go in with the best guys.
I'm not a fucking problem with Davis fighting Lomachenko, but you're making out here as if like just because he's won, he should fucking fight Lomachenko next. When I've not heard Lomachenko mention his
years and years.
Why does it look? Why? You know what? You know what this is? This is stereotypical. Fucking people just want to take a shot on somebody else. Why isn't Lomachenko mentioning his name? It's has to go.
Lomachenko posted a tweet about being on that undercard, and Davis is already on it. So it was kind of like a indication that he wanted to fight him.
So right, so Lomachenko's like, I want to be on the McGregor fucking undercard.
He tweeted it out, but I'm not fighting. I don't see why. When will Davis fight Lomachenko then? Will that fight happen?
I tell you what, Lomachenko made an offer to fucking Salido for $720,000, right? And now he's fighting a guy that's just coming off a loss of Valdez. Did he make an offer to Gervonta Davis for this fight? Absolutely not. So
it's his card. He should be making the offer. It's made with his card. It's made with his card. It's made with the one. I'm just saying that fight will not happen.
That's the Gervonta Davis doesn't need to be on that card. Lomachenko was the one that had the date with ESPN anyway, so they could have made an offer to fucking him to be on ESPN.
Well, they could have, but I just don't think Davis wants that fight in the slightest. I think,
of course he doesn't. Nobody wants a Lomachenko fight, but you're going to make them an offer to fucking give them the decision whether they take it or not.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. But I just think, I don't think Mayweather bitching about the respect he deserves. I don't think he deserves.
People, have you ever watched the film? Have you ever watched the film fucking ID?
Yeah.
No.
Right, well, go and watch that. There's a guy on it called Gumbo. Right, that's you.
Oh, fucking hell.
I'll let you go. Cheerio.
Take it easy.
I didn't even understand what the fuck was happening there.
No, he sounded like he was calling in from a submarine.
The pure fucking racist Tebow fucking odd giving it fucking hell years against the black man.
I do kind of get where he's coming from though, because we do always say when you're a champion you should fight the other guys. But Lomachenko's a bit of an anomaly here. He's almost like the boogeyman. I just think you just can't go. You just got to fight Lomachenko then, because there's loads of fighters that should be fighting Lomachenko. I do think it's a bit much just to chuck Davies in right now against him. And if he doesn't fight Lomachenko next, I don't think it means Davies is a shit ass.
I mean,
he doesn't fight him in 5 fights time. Different story.
Davis took his mandatory to fight.
Liam Walsh.
No, that was his mandatory. Pedraza. So it's not as if he's took fucking. He's travelled to England for a fight and all. It's not as if he's not a wee. He's a young guy and all. It's not as if he's given a fuck. I dare say, like if it was offered the Lomachenko fight, they wouldn't want to make it because Mayweather's not got a big stable, right? But I don't give a fuck. Like champions are champions. I fuck them all in together. He win. I would rather maybe not because I think like. You know what? I'm being a bit contradictory here because I think Davis is the fucking second best guy in that division. So I want like Berchelt to like get the Lomachenko fight just because Nio is a fucking creep, right? But if I'm holding that to the standards, give me Lomachenko Davis because Davis fucking smashes Berchelt. I'm fucking positive of that. I'm absolutely I remember like talking like about fucking Davis ages ago and cunts like it's just because he's a fucking Mayweather boy. Granted that was probably what attracted me in the first place, but like a bit about Berchelt, he was a bit of a bull. He would just come forward and fucking storm into people. But then you seen him against Pedraza, he just turned into this boxer puncher, absolute a fucking talent. So give me the Lomachenko fight. I don't think it's as one-sided as people think. I think it'll be competitive for a bit.
It's only 22. I'm with you, Brian. It's difficult to have this conversation without saying like fucking we're contradicting ourselves because. But look, I think. Yeah, Davis is 22 years old. I think he's already said before that he's maybe not ready for that. Now, we've shit on other fighters going, well, you're a world champion. How can you not be ready? But we're not talking about other belt holders. Like Lomachenko is like legit one of the best fighters on the fucking planet, one of the best fighters in a long time. So it's almost the exception to the rule that I don't massively have an issue with a young guy saying, I'm not ready for a Lomachenko. Yes, I'm a world champion. Davis would, I'm with you. I think Davis beats Michelle. I think he beats Corrales. I'd put him in with all the others. But Lomachenko's he's just on another planet. I don't think there's anything wrong with taking time.
But Javon Davis is a world champion, like a belt holder. Like fucking Lomachenko's a generational fighter.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So I don't even know what the fuck Tebow come on for. But I didn't even. He just fucking went after a Kent gun, didn't he? Fuck's sake! Right, so are you still there, Camp?
Yeah, still here.
Right, so I think that's us done with the fights. Not you want to go into this fucking Game of Thrones thing for a giggle for a couple of minutes?
Yeah, we was talking in the chat earlier on. Game of Thrones is obviously back, and if boxing, like the boxing world, was Westeros, who would be what character? And we come up with a few. I can't remember them off the top of my head.
The best one is Hearn Littlefinger. That is on the money.
It was definitely Littlefinger.
Do you not think Hearn as a young boy would have been like Joffrey, though, like a proper horrible cunt? Like bullying Jodie Marsh.
He bullied fucking Jodie Marsh.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, just a nasty, spiteful little prick.
But he's not got the evil in him. He's just a fucking pussy.
I don't think Hearn pulls the trigger.
I think Tyrion Lannister's Paddy Barnes.
Well, he's like advising Lenny Khaleesi at the minute, innit? So could that be like Heyman just pulling the strings from behind the scenes?
I don't even think fucking Heyman pulls anything now, other than that transvestite.
I knew you was going to say that.
What about Cersei and Jaime Lannister, like fucking James DeGale and his sister? Because they two are everywhere fucking DeGale is, man. His sister's there looking all fucking sexy and shit, and Floyd trying to stick his dick in her. Fucking dirty bastard. What else have I got? I've got Daenerys, right? This is a bit controversial, right? Because obviously Daenerys is lovely, but I've got it fucking the Smith's maw because she's the fucking mother of
come off it.
She's the mother of dragons.
Fuck you now.
I've got Jon Snow as like Warren's fucking version of Ben and Eubank. Bacon gives a shit.
Sorry, just quickly. Someone tweeted in and said to the next big pod account and said, Kell Brook got stabbed and bent the knee. Jon Snow has been stabbed. Let's see if he bends the knee. I quite like that one. That's quite good.
I've got Kell Brook as Loris Tyrrell.
Yeah, this ain't necessarily like a figure in boxing, but you know, White Walkers just like sort of mindless zombies. Could they not be just like could they not just be like a legion of Matchroom fans that ain't got a clue what's going on? They just see like Matchroom and.
Or Graham and fucking Rangers fans, just big zombie bastards.
Zombie fans, yeah.
Aye. What about fucking Samuel Talley? Like fucking Cotto's best mate, Brian?
He could be Hodo. Mick Hennessy can be Hodo.
Like, obviously Grey Worm's Coogan, because he's grey.
Oh, fuck it.
And Jory Mormont is Callum Smith because he's a scabby bastard.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
Theon Greyjoy, O'Hara Davis, because he's got no dick.
Definitely in the last episode when he fucking quit, didn't he? Oh, Reek jumped in the fucking. Definitely.
Your cock was covered.
Who would be Bellew? Who would be Bellew?
It has to be someone really mouthy, wouldn't it?
It's difficult because.
Bellew may be that guy that was fucking whipping the wee lassies before he gets stabbed in the eyeballs. Mine. Arya killed him, stabbed him in the two eyes, and we thought he was a bit of a nonce, but he wasn't really, just like punishing children in that brothel.
Well, that does mean he's a nonsense, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Just quickly, it's come to Brian's attention that Sugar Ray Leonard was actually nonced as well.
Yeah, I told you
it's in his book.
At
It's
me.
in his book. Have you read his book?
No.
He talks about getting nonce in it.
See, people that fucking think I'm sick and just making up shit, but the more we talk about it, the more it's getting revealed that boxing had a big paedophile ring that were getting passed about. So Sugar Ray Leonard get pumped and all.
He did as a kid, yeah. He got fiddled.
Do you reckon Floyd did, and that's one of the reasons why he's so good?
They say weird about him.
Good fighters seem to get shagged.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You obviously got young Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard now that we discovered. Maybe Floyd. He was used as a human shield, so that counts as abuse. But
right.
don't know whether he's been sexually abused or not. We'll have to do some digging with that. We'll go to his gym and find out when we're in Vegas. We'll find out. We'll follow on the story for you.
What about the Hound, Jared McClellan? Because he's got a pure.
Oh God, the Hound.
Marjorie Tyrrell, Michelle Phelps, because she gets passed about with fucking every cunt. I think that's near enough it. Bruce Bolton, I had Frank Warren because he was a pure bastard, but ended up fucking dying anyway, because Frank Warren is dying.
Or was it Tywin was Barry? That's a good one.
Who?
Tywin, Barry Hearn.
Aye, and Brianna Taft, Katie Taylor, because they're just big, stupid fucking dykes. That's as far as I got. I couldn't find anything for Sansa Stark or Arya Stark. I was trying to fucking shoehorn Flotch's wife in there because she's tidy. I was going to go with Daenerys, but no. Who do you think Paul Smith is? Do you think Paul Smith's like that wee pork pie guy?
Oh, fucking hell.
And who's
Oh, I forgot this one. She said earlier on the Fury's gym is the wildlings, and Eddie Chang is some sort of slave beast.
What about fucking Antonio Margarito, the Lord of Light?
Oh, I'll tell you what, Dewey's one was great about Oberyn and Linares.
Yeah, Linares is Oberyn, beautiful but cuts easily.
Yeah, that was great.
Callum Smith is Jorah Mormont, scabby bastard.
Aye, the Hound sounds like Joe G's kind of character. Aye,
true. You said Paul Smith can be Ramsay Bolton.
Yeah, that was pretty shit, only because everyone fucking hates him.
Aye, but at least Ramsay Bolton had legit wins under his belt. Fucking Paul Smith's got jack shit.
What legit wins did Ramsay have under his belt?
How a start for a start?
Well, the little Stark, he just sent him running and then fired a load of bow and arrows at him.
Aye, still killed him.
Who could be Stannis Baratheon? Who's been a miserable bastard, isn't he? I never liked Stannis. He was chinny.
Hearn would be one of the council members of Sneaky Grass in the court of King Joshua.
Oh, fucking Hearn would be like Pisces, wouldn't he? Piscelle.
What about Robb Stark? Because he was glass. He was absolute fraud, wasn't he? He could not.
Kovalev,
he was
glass to the body.
I like that because Robb Stark was a fraud, king of the north. So yeah, Robb Stark
was a fucking man. I fucking was heartbroken when he got popped.
He was a fucking dickhead because he should have married that fucking Walder Frey's daughter, and then like a bellend, he turns up there with his new bird, rubs it in his face, got absolutely iced, got absolutely caned. Worst thing he's ever done. Absolute fraud. Yeah, definitely Kovalev, Robb Stark, glass to the body.
You know what that reminds me? That reminds me when Wenger sold fucking Robert Pires to Man United, and Man United iced Arsenal.
He didn't sell Robert Pires.
Van Persie.
He sold Van Persie. He only had one good season.
Right, that's
£30 million for him.
That's done anyway.
What?
Are we done?
That's us.
Right, we've got a new pod account because Macho stole the old one off Cal, or made Cal change the at.
That's lies.
What is it called?
The Next Big Pod.
At the Next Big Pod. So if you want to follow that for all important show updates and when we're doing them, because we never know ourselves.
We'd also like you to participate in Patreon. If you could go on.
Yeah, if you want to basically support Brian quitting his job, then we're going to set up a Patreon and you can do that. We're going to release some T-shirts as well. We're talking about designs at the minute.
And we've also we're also for week to week now. We're going to like, advertise like Jim Boone KO tickets. Like he's going to be our main sponsor now. So if you're looking for any tickets in Vegas, just contact KO Tickets at Jim Boone and say Brian King sent you.
Any more housekeeping? Yeah, review us on iTunes as well, because I noticed you fuckers have stopped doing that. So
That's because they don't get put up on iTunes. That's why.
They do a couple of weeks later.
Head of communications needs to be fired.
And leave YouTube comments as well, because they're funny. You can slate us. We enjoy it.
And also, I'd just like the chat to start gaining a big bit of support about the real IRA, because I think we're going to be making a comeback. So once the IRA starts kicking off again, we're going to be absolutely having it large. I will be taking fucking people's souls. Fuck the Queen.
Peace.
Right.